This morning I'd also like to remember Bubba in our prayers. He's not feeling good. I tell you, it's a very rare thing that he's not in church. It's been 15 months, 16 months, something like that, since he's been coming. Him and Gypsy, and I don't know, they only missed once, and they were up north somewhere. They couldn't make it, but he's just feeling down the weather. He's been hit pretty hard recently, with the shingles thing, and it's been pretty tough on him. But he's a fighter, that guy is. He may be kind of quiet, but he's a fighter. So we want to keep remembering him. This morning, I had been invited to a church. They have their men's prayer breakfast, second Sunday of every month, in Mount Salem Baptist Church, and they invited me to come over there and have breakfast with them this morning. And so I said, well, yeah, that's how you get me to meetings. I'll be there. And so I pulled in the parking lot, and I seen all these pickup trucks that had, pictures of elk and deer and all kind of crazy stuff on them. And I said, oh boy, what am I in for here? These some country boys coming here. So I went in there, and they were just a bunch of neat guys, and when they was telling us what we were going to eat, it was scrambled eggs, but they had some different kinds of sausages. And he said, now this sausage is wild boar, and this one is deer meat. And it could have been worse. I mean, it could have been ground up possum or something, I guess. But, man, I said, the closest I get to country is Jimmy Dean. That's about as close as I get to country sausage, So I wasn't going to do the deer, but I had a little bit of the wild boar. I figured, me, pig's a pig. I don't care if it's wild or not. Dead's dead. So I had some of that, and it was good. Then after we got done eating, they informed me that, oh, by the way, you're our guest speaker today. Really? You filled me up on food, and then you want me to get up and talk? So anyway, we had a great time. It was awesome. I got to talk to them a little bit about the movie Courageous. We seen that, and I ended up having lunch Wednesday with one of the actors and one of the cops in the movie. First time I ever had lunch with a cop before, but at least he was just an actor. But it was pretty amazing. His personal story really touched me because he came out of a background like me. I mean, his wasn't motorcycles. His was just being a hood gangster. He was doing drive-bys and robberies and stuff like that. And to go from that to where he finally ended up being in court, and the judge gave him an option: go in the Marine Corps or go to prison. So he spent 18 years in the Marine Corps, and then got saved, and has been serving God ever since. And he didn't look old. I mean, he didn't look old enough to be 18 years in the Marine Corps. And especially if you guys seen that movie, there's a couple scenes where he's running down the bad guy. He's running down the bad guy, man. I mean, that boy he was just really going. I would not want him chasing me. Now, there's a lot of other cops in Hall County I wouldn't mind them chasing me because they're bigger than me, But anyway, it was really a good time. Me and him were able to talk to each other about how God has brought us up out of our mess. I mean, my gosh, what a transformation this guy in going from being a gangster in the hood to serving God. And so it was really encouraging to me that other people could see that there is hope. I don't care how bad you is. I don't care about any of that stuff. There's hope. God can do anything. And so my life is evidence of that, and there's a lot of people in here who are evidence of that too. Today, I want to speak to you about today and the next following couple Sundays. Why is it so hard to do the right thing? You know, you see it all the time. You see even church leaders doing the wrong thing. I mean, getting caught in sin and without repentance. It's just an amazing thing, you know. So this here is pretty dear to my heart, because I want you guys to understand, first of all, that if you're having a problem in this issue, you ain't alone. We all suffer from this. And so we all need to deal with this problem together. Why is it so hard to do the right thing? And if you'll open your bulletins, you might ask yourself, am I the only one who has so much trouble doing the right thing? No. I got trouble. Guys, we're down here in this world. This is not our home. It's like we're in a foreign land. We don't belong here. The Spirit of God has moved into our life, and our surroundings are foreign to us, and they're a constant draw. They're a constant draw. Bad things happen. Bad things happen in this world that we don't understand, you know. But we've got the Spirit in us now, and yet the Bible said that sin is fun for a season. It's fun. If it wasn't fun, it wouldn't be tempting, you know. And I was, this morning, you know, I was talking to one of our guys, and he said, man, I just want to go over there and pound the guy's head. I just want to go over there and beat him up. I said, oh man, I'd love to do that, you know. But we can't do that anymore, you know. But we remember back in the old days how it felt, you know, just to be able to take dominion over somebody and just beat them down. Well, that ain't how we do it anymore. It's just not how we do it. But sometimes it's hard for us to do the right thing. And the right thing in this case would be, well, pray about it and let God deal with it. We need to take our hands off so God can put his hands on, you know. And another way of putting that is if we take our hands out of our pockets, God puts his hands in his pockets. And so we need to put our hands in our pockets a lot of time. So God then will take his hands out of his pockets and intervene on our behalf. So please don't think that just because you're having these thoughts and stuff, guys, we are not in heaven yet. We're going to get thoughts, and we're going to get some crazy thoughts. The thing is we don't act on them anymore. You know, and sometimes we do, and then we repent. There's a way of getting back right. And it's called repentance. But you're not the only one. How many of you in here have ever read in the Message? The Bible, it's a version of the Bible called the Message. The Message is kind of like the Bible in story form. It's like us talking everyday language, you know, without like hard burst stuff, you know. And so it's kind of like a flowing thing. And I tell you, man, if you ever just want to read the Bible, I'm not talking about studying, but if you ever just want to read the Bible, it just kind of brings everything into perspective. It's called The Message. It's been out for quite a while now. Some of this here, and you'll see how it's worded, is from The Message. You know, it's just a good read, you know, and it's all true. It's just not like verse stuff. So in the Message, in Romans chapter 7, verses 18 to 21, we're going to read a little bit out of the Message, starting out of the Message. We'll end up in the NIV. But it says, for if I know the law but still can't keep it. Now some of you guys know the New American Standard or New King James. Some of you even speak King James. I don't speak that, but so you'll understand where this is coming from. It's just put a different way. You know, it just makes it easier to understand. Then you can go back and read the same thing and understand, get a better picture in your mind what it's really all about. But it says, for I know the law, but I still can't keep it. Anybody ever felt like that? You get frustrated. I know I'm supposed to do the right thing. I know I'm not supposed to look at that girl. I know it. Darn it, and if the power of sin within me keeps sabotaging